Good evening, friends. Thank you very much to be with us once more on your channel promoting science technology in Africa, Afrik-innovscience. I have the pleasure to present to you someone very, very special. He's in Cameroon. His name is Mr. G. Chui Titus. Good evening, Mr. Chui. Thank you very much to be here with us today. Please, can you present yourself for the people who don't know you?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Patrick, for having me on this channel. So my name's Titus Intro, and I'm a software engineer. So I love to define myself as someone who loves remote work. That is the idea of working from home. And I also see myself as someone who has the desire to empower innovators. So practically, in the course of time, I've realized so many aspects of my life that has built up to enable me to have all these aspects of my career all aligned together. So that makes it in a nutshell in such a way that I'm not just a software engineer, but I'm also an entrepreneur.
Well, thank you very much for this information. Why have you opted for a training in the field of software engineering? And I want to precise that you studied at the University of Technology in Commente. Why this field, software engineering?
Okay, so practically in my time growing up, because at some point I see my career path as a software engineer, which is based on passion. So at some point in my life, I used to love being around computers a lot. And I find it fascinating being able to use applications. And at some point in time, I was kind of tired or feeling bored of always using applications so much that I felt the desire to start producing my own applications so that I can use. Because most of the times, the way applications used to be designed, they are always targeting specific needs. And some of the time, I realized that some of the needs are not always up to my taste. So with that, it pushed me forward now to be able to see how I can either create mine or improve the aspects in which others have already done. So because of this now, it pushed me so much that I had to start striving for that educational school or the educational institution that will actually help me to achieve this career path. So with that, I entered into Caltech, and I went through the times, and it was kind of an amazing moment with the interactions and things like that. So at the end of the day, it yielded me the fulfillment of being a software engineer. So which was very specific in nature because that's what I was really hunting after. So as a result of all this, I've learned over the years that is the career path is based on figuring out issues so that you can either improve the ecosystem or solve your own specific needs. So at the end of the day, these were the moments that built up my passion towards becoming a software engineer.
Wow, great. So at the end of the day, after your studies at the University of Bamenda Caltech, you decided to start this company called CIVILSALT Management. Please, can you tell us more about CIVILSALT Management?
Okay, so practically the organization is called CIVILSALT. So along the way, people love to go by many names. For instance, on our website, we have CIVILSALT Initiative. So at some point, we have CIVILSALT Management, which is referring to the board or the people who we all work together in order to take some kind of decisions that can impact the community. So at the end of the day, the name of the organization is CIVILSALT. So it's an organization that is related towards software. So our priority is looking forward to build an ecosystem that involves automation and renewable energy. So that's why we define CIVILSALT as a conglomerate, which means we are hoping for a future where we will have subsidiaries that specialize in unique aspects. For instance, our priorities focus on automation that has to do with software as well as hardware. Now we also deal with renewable energy. So in the aspect of software now, we deal with things like building, for instance, hospital management systems, school management systems, and all of these aspects that can help organizations grow more better. So we also have in-house applications, which some are still in the pipeline for us to release, as well as we have another which is coming up, Exceed. So another application which will be coming up, we call it Exceed, which I think few months from now or around November, we'll be doing a showcase, because normally we have this initiative called Portal Expo, whereby we always do end of year showcases and also showcase at some intervals within the year. So we have our first edition coming up, which will be having a demo of our products. So with CIVILSALT being this conglomerate, it has helped us to be able to narrow technology towards software by incorporating artificial intelligence to build smart systems. So now with the other part of it, which is our hardware, we interact with embedded systems. And because of that, we realize the issues that come with energy and also trying to make sure the ecosystem is not destroyed. That's why we love to integrate renewable energy. And our primary energy at this point is based on solar technologies. So these are the various aspects that build up CIVILSALT. And our primary goal is to ensure that automation and renewable energy can be integrated through all the various aspects that makes up our economy.
Wow, that's wonderful. CIVILSALT is doing so many good things in different fields of software engineering. You talked about the management system you developed for hospitals. Please, can you tell us more about that? In which hospitals have you developed a patient data management system already for the patients and for these hospitals?
Okay, as of now, we are focusing on having a release which is based on business management in general.
Yeah.
That's why I had mentioned a key. So with the hospital management system, we are still trying to narrow out some criteria. And in the world of IT, most of the times when projects are still in the pipeline, as in they are not yet stable enough, it's often preferable to just keep it till it's up to an extent. The ones that is said before the information is allowed to the general public. But as of now, a product which I'm willing to share is about Exceed, which is a business management system that is integrated and designed to help businesses understand how to become sustainable and also understand how to manipulate statistics. For instance, data visualization, which is going to help them manage their businesses more better. So that's practically a product. We'll be having a pre-campaign next month, November.
Wonderful. And you can count on us, Afrik-innovscience, during this campaign so that businesses watching our channel and who are willing to automate their way of functioning in their businesses, they will have the possibility to use your application. All the best, Mr. Chi. What are the difficulties you face every day?
So that's a very interesting question, and I love that. So one of the things that we normally face, and one of which I'm constrained that it should be one of my greatest problem that I've encountered, is based on answering the question, how do you take people from their present situation into a future where they haven't seen? Because there is this notion of being in an economy filled with visionaries. And the problem being a visionary is that you always see a world that is different from what everyone is seeing. And because of this, we have a vision for the economy, and we have seen a lot of aspects which can be modernized. But now we are facing the challenge that how will we convince these people, how do we create value so much that these people can see and get excited so much that they want to be part of this era of technology? How we make sure they are willing to let go of their old beliefs and actually move into this aspect, which will actually help us manage and automate a lot of aspects that will no longer be stressful. Because there's this belief that we should always work smart and not hard. That's why tech comes in such a way that it's going to perform certain activities for us. So that's one of my greatest challenge being the CEO, and it's a tough quest that we have really tried over the years to accomplish. And I want to rely on the ideology that coming this month, November, we will be campaigning and ensuring that we break the barrier to an extent. But we hope to accomplish that over the years. So that's practically one of the problems we have really encountered. Now, the next problem is based on students, for instance, that I've come across. Some of them fall in the category of interns, and others come for the purpose of understanding technology. So we have realized that because of this issue of like parents being able to understand, like being unable to understand technology. That is, parents being unable to understand technology because they grew up in an era where technology was not that pronounced. So because of these differences, our young generation is rising up with understanding in technology. But because our parents didn't have that background, they tend to either divert the children to start learning domains in which they are familiar with, instead of focusing to ensure that the children enter into this unknown domain in order to be good at it someday. So it makes it really difficult for the children or the students to actually do a career path which they find it passionate, but rather they tend to always do what their parents want. For instance, we always talk with interns and they are like, okay, I'll prefer to do this, but my parents are kind of not so comfortable with it. And that's one of the issues that will always make them reluctant, but we try in our daily lives to kind of motivate them, talk to them, and orientate them more on how the career path is supposed to be like. We also have sessions where we try to encourage them to talk with their parents and also help them to understand how it's supposed to be like. So I think that should be the second problem that we always face. And the next problem, which I could say should be the last, is based on the ideology that our economy has when it comes to the term technology. For instance, if I was to pop somewhere and I say I'm a software engineer, the first notion that someone would think is that scamming is involved, which means we spend time duping people and all of that. So it really makes it a difficult battle to fight, to convince people that there is a good part of technology which no one is seeing. They focus only on the negative aspect. So all this negativity floods the air, and it's quite difficult to transform the era. However, being a CEO and running an organization, and with great understanding in my domain, we have devised strategies in order to make sure all this negativity clears the air.
Yeah, exactly. You said something very important, like we have to try to work smart but not hard. That's one of the difficulties we face every day in Africa. Many people don't know the importance of working smart but not hard. And software engineering is giving the possibility to work smart, because software, for example, can help us to be very fast while filling forms. For example, we are in the 21st century, and we have to use software engineering as much as possible. And the solutions you are proposing right now will help Africans to work smart. Like in the hospital, for example, when patients come, sometimes they have a small book like that they give to the doctor so that the doctor can hide inside. But in the modern world, normally, if the hospitals want to work smart, they will register all the data in the computer so that when the patient comes the next time, it will be easier for the doctor to know what the patient had in the past and then try to solve the problem quickly. What you are giving solutions is very important for Africa. All the best is achieved in your company, CIVILSALT. Please, what can you say to conclude this interview?
Okay, so practically there are two things that I always go by. And the first is based on the idea about the power of networking. For instance, I believe in the power of networking so much that I always go by the saying, one mind can change the world, but two can make it a better place. So which means that if we are facing difficulties in transforming the era of time so much that we can all become technologically aware, which means that we need more hands on deck who believes in that future, so we can always stand to talk to the general population as one voice. That's why I believe in the power of collaboration so much. Now, the second aspect which I would like to see is based on those who are having this desire to strive for passion, like those who are eager to achieve something which they are really passionate about. So I would always like to say, in order to survive this economy, you need to have the skills people need. But if you can't afford that, you learn the skills people are looking for. I think with this concept, people will be able to find themselves always motivated to work and also find themselves in areas which they find passion in, because they will now be skillful enough to provide the services which the general population needs.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. D, for your time. Thank you very much. And we wish you all the best. Thank you, guys. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to encourage us. Thank you. Goodbye.